Hello friends, happy fall. It's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and today I'm presenting for the Funky Junkie Boutique. So our theme was back to school. So again, I created this fun little etc. tag with lots of ephemera layers, and you might notice the numbers embossing folder there at the base. A lot of fun. So again, I started doing that embossing folder, and I kind of had some turquoise acrylic paints and turquoise and yellow. And I'm just kind of putting them randomly on the embossing folder, and I'm moving pretty quickly here. I obviously don't want the paint to dry on it. So again, then I'm going to put the piece of heavy cardstock in there and run it through my embossing folder. And then what I ended up doing is running the vintage photo, or tea-dye, I think it is, excuse me, over the top to bring the numbers out. And then I also did a little bit of splattering here using the spray stain. So again, just kind of doing the splattering. You'll see I did a lot of splattering on this particular tag. So again, just fun. Just fun, like the texture that it gives. And so then I use the tea dye again to edge the sides here, add a little bit of roughness around the edges. And then I'm using a smaller etc. tag, and so I'm trying to figure out where I want this to be the background, because I am going to pile a whole bunch of ephemera onto the top. So again, I've got the some chipboard letters there. I've got just different pieces of ephemera. So I also pulled out a paper doll, and you can see I'm using my distress crayons. So there's Blueprint and the brown color, the walnut stain, and then I'm using Candy Apple to do the red pieces. But again, I'm inking or coloring on the paper dolls first, and then using the water to spread it out. I find that it gives me a little bit brighter and deeper colors if I do it that way. So that's why I've chosen to do that. So here comes the red here for the socks and the bow tie. So again, you gotta have wild color socks and things when you go to school. So again, I'm just gonna color in here, spread that color out, and then I'm gonna add it also to the bow tie. This is just fun. I like playing with the distress crayons. They're just kind of fun. I've really kind of started using them much more, especially with paper dolls. They're just so easy to use, and what a great way to add color to these black and white images. I just think it's fun. So again, always trying to improve my skills there. So again, just still kind of coloring, just using the water to spread out the different colors. And then, like I say, I made his bow tie red, so that just kind of added additional pop of color there at the top. So I've got the red socks and the red bow tie. I thought that was kind of fun. So again, just you can keep coloring and keep adding layers here to make the colors more intense. So again, then I just kind of started adding a little bit of a tan color acrylic paint to the corners of the etc. tag, because I knew I wasn't going to quite cover it with that numbers embossing folder piece. Considered using this globe Big's die, but then ended up in the end didn't use it. So again, I'm just pulling out some of the ephemera. This is a book cover that I roughed the edges up. I'm going to use that ruler, the fun little animals, the ABC animals. And that came from the thrift shop ephemera. So again, you can kind of see here, I've got a bunch of ephemera out here, and I'm just kind of digging through it, trying to find appropriate things. I found a report card, I found a typewriter keyboard, and I found a library card. And then also a littler ephemera that just says pen on it. So again, I'm kind of working with these. I'm using that Tim Holtz tool. I don't know the name of it, but it's where you can really rough up the edges. And then I will use vintage photo there on the edges to color it in. And I decided I could save that smaller piece for something else someday, so that's why I cut it off. I have all kinds of pieces of things in my craft room. And so again, I've got that edged, and actually I think this is walnut stain, excuse me for misrepresenting. But again, then I'm going to just kind of dip those cream colored pieces, again, the report card, the library card, and the typewriter map. And then I also grabbed that ruler. I have the some of the wooden rulers from Ideology in my stash. Again, I've been collecting for years. So again, I kind of pulled out that ruler and I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So I kind of also put that into the ink to darken it up. And so I'm using, again, that little fun tool on that ABC card. And I used the alphabet there and spelled out school, obviously incorrectly. Little guy needs to be going to school, but then I decided I needed to pop him up a little bit. And what better way to get him to the same depth than to actually use some of the alphabet letters as my pop-up tool. So again, I'm just using collage medium here to add them underneath here to make sure that he is about at the same depth as the letters. And then I'm going to go ahead and put those letters on there, obviously not in a straight line, kind of being a little creative, little artsy here. So kind of put those on there at an angle or at a distance here. And then we'll go ahead and put my little guy on there, and he's obviously hanging off the right side of the label. It's a decor piece, so I'm not putting it in an envelope or anything. And then I'm working on adding that ruler. Trying to get them all glued together here. Get his feet glued on the ruler so he can stand up straight. And he's kind of moving around on me. So the last thing I did was I grabbed some black gesso and put that on my craft mat and put a little bit of water on it, and I'm doing black splatters. And so I didn't want to splatter the little guy. I wanted it only on the background. So you can see here I've got him upside down right now. There we go. Look at all that fun splatter going on there. We just get creative with this stuff, don't we? There we go. Or actually, I didn't have him upside down. I had a mask on him. So again, here is my final tag for school. Welcome back to school. Again, it's Terry's Mailbox. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Blogger, and YouTube. Would love to have you come and subscribe to any or all of my channels.